Hey guys, what's up? It's Drew here. Quick video blog. And guess what it is again? It's Bernie Sanders. The reason why I'm doing a video on Bernie Sanders today is because I saw recently that he got into a spat with the CEO of General Electric, Mr. Immelt. Now, let me just make one thing really clear, okay? If Bernie Sanders was not in government and was not part of, like, I guess the U.S. government, was not part of the U.S. government and was not running for office, these two people would never, ever sit in a room together. And I mean that by saying that Jeffrey Immelt, the CEO of General Electric, of GE, is levels above Bernie Sanders in terms of intelligence, in terms of work ethic, in terms of everything, in terms of success. These two people should not even be sitting in a room together, let alone even talking to each other. Because Jeffrey Immelt is up here and Bernie Sanders is like nothing compared to this guy, okay? And I'm not just saying that because I'm personally a capitalist and I like capitalism and I admire entrepreneurs and I admire businessmen or successful executives, and because I am one myself, not at the level of Jeffrey Immelt, but I am one myself, and I can kind of see eye to eye with people who are business executives. Because it's like you got to go in there and fight every single day to make sure that things happen. You know what I mean? Now, besides that, let's look at General Electric. I mean, let's look at the company, okay? Here you have a company that hires thousands of people in countries around the world, but also in the United States, and provides the world with innovative and successful and well-working products and services, and also provides billions, that's with a B, billions in taxable revenue. So when I look at a list of all the things that General Electric has done for the United States compared to Bernie Sanders, it's like why is Bernie Sanders even talking? You know what I mean? If you're saying it, let's just put this in a micro perspective so you guys can understand where I'm coming from, okay? Let's say you had a group of hunter and gatherers, okay? And in that group of hunter and gatherers, you have the alpha male who always came home with the most food, the most bacon, and whatever, right? And then you had the beta male who never did much of anything, but always had the loudest voice, okay? The alpha male is Jeffrey Immelt and GE. The beta male is Bernie Sanders, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. When I see somebody like Bernie Sanders who does not produce anything, does not make anything, doesn't offer any real services, when I see people like him, you know, running their mouths, it just rubs me the wrong way, because it's like, you don't create anything. Shut the hell up. You don't make anything. It's not you who bring the money into this country. It's not you who produces it. You are part of an entity that takes it from people and gives it to other people. Let's get that correct, okay? When you do a job in the public sector, like government, like what Bernie Sanders wants to do, and what he says he wants to do with our taxes, he has to understand that he's already starting off at a lower level. He's not the producer. He's the redistributor, okay? You depend on the producer to even exist. That's my whole point. And that's why this is like part of the reason why I can't stand him. I think that Bernie Sanders is honestly at his worst when he's doing things like this. Because it's like, listen, like General Electric has done so many things for the United States. So many things for the United States. Like, and it's like, what have you done in return? Honestly. And then, like, you know, when people comment on my page and they want to kind of refute my point about Bernie Sanders, they go the moral route. I'm not talking about morals. I'm talking about things that you can measure. What has Bernie Sanders done for the United States versus General Electric, or versus Jeffrey Immelt's successful management of General Electric? What has he done? You know, these two people should not even be talking to each other, because Bernie Sanders is nowhere near this man's level. And yet, you know, Jeffrey Immelt lowered himself to even answer Bernie Sanders. You know what? If I were Jeffrey Immelt, I wouldn't even address Bernie Sanders until Bernie were actually president. Because I'll tell you what, when Bernie Sanders does not become president and when he becomes a distant memory, you know, Jeffrey is going to ask himself, you know, why did I even respond to that guy? This guy is not even on my level. Why did I even respond to that guy? You know those beta males that are always constantly criticizing you, talking about the shots that you missed in business or in life or in basketball, whatever you do. Those people that can't make things work for themselves, you know, that are $64,000 in debt or have all their assets held by their wife, like Bernie Sanders, they can't make shit work for themselves, but they always want to talk about you. Yeah, those are the kinds of people I cannot stand and will never, ever, ever vouch for. Those are the kinds of people I hate. It's like, why do you exist? You exist to take from other people. You exist to criticize other people. You exist to bring society down. That's what you exist. It's not the producers that American citizens should be worried about. It's about the government overreach and the politicians and the aristocracy that have pawns like Bernie Sanders. That's who you should be worried about. Because the corporations, I mean, honestly, you can control the corporations so long as you remove the power from government. As long as you remove the power of government contract, you can control the corporations with your buying decisions. All the government has to have is the power to regulate, not the power to issue out favorable contracts and move markets in favor of who they want to move markets in favor of. And that's it. That's all I got to say. Fuck Bernie Sanders, okay? Trump 2016, make America great again. Peace.